There is an evil, cynical, vicious villain in your life that is limiting the amount of work you're doing, stopping you from becoming your productive self, and potentially freeing your family from the physical damnation of poverty that you might see them in. And this person is so disgusting for putting you in this position of procrastination and halting you from completing the work you need to get done that you've been putting off for days, weeks, months even, that will finally push the needle in the endeavor you're trying to succeed in. And this person is you. You are the reason you're not productive, and you have to understand the long-term consequences of unproductivity. So the reason I've made this YouTube channel in the niche of productivity, not fitness or business, etc., two things that I'm enjoying, is because the foundation of both of those niche topics is productivity. If you want to be fit, you have to be productive to go to the gym, to find the internal drive and discipline to get to there consistently, to get the body that you've always dreamed of. If you want a successful business, you need to be productive and putting the hours into your work without motivation on some days to finally get the success in the business model you're trying to pursue. The foundation of every single endeavor on the planet, physical, mental, business, money, finance, sport, etc. Hello, I'm Dylan. I coach unproductive people to turn productive using tactical techniques and strategies that have changed my life forever. I was one of these people on the path to the damnation of unproductivity and the long-term consequences that it would bring me. I spent 5,000 hours, 210 days straight, almost a year wasted on Call of Duty and other such video games, limiting the progression I was making in the endeavors I wanted to succeed in. Everyone has aspirations, but they get snuffed out by the sheer force of procrastination. But however, I've changed, and now I effortlessly and easily breeze through large banks of my work for my business, education and personal development goals. I want to help you get to that same result. In this video, I'm going to give you the solution to evade the consequences of long-term unproductivity so you can finally bring success to you and your family like you've always dreamed of. So the reason you're procrastinating, and I guarantee the reason you're procrastinating, is that you don't know what you need to do. You might have a rough idea of what you need to progress on, whether it be education, personal development, business, for example, but if you do not have a clear-cut objective task that you need to complete, you will falter in productivity and be in a rut of procrastination, because how is the man supposed to get to a destination if he doesn't even know where he's going? The ship that leaves the port with no direction sinks. If a man knows not where he goes, then no direction is favorable. And unless you work with me one-to-one with the link that's in the description that will change your life, I can't help you through this video find out what that task is. However, let's use our brains here. AI. Open ChatGPT, ask it, what do you need to do to get to X result? What goals do you want to achieve in 2025 productively? What do you want to be disciplined and driven towards? What success do you crave deep down? And ask it, how do I get to this position? Give me 10 actionable steps that I can complete in the coming week to get closer and push the needle towards the progress in this endeavor that I'm trying to succeed in. Use your brain and find these clear-cut tasks that need to be completed. Half of the battle of beating procrastination is having a plan to do so. It's having tasks to complete. There's a really beautiful, fulfilling feeling knowing you have stuff to do. The reason people struggle with procrastination and they struggle with this negative association with productivity is because it feels horrific to have motivation but have nothing to put the motivation into. It's a wasteful energy, and you feel wasteful, you feel unproductive, you feel depressed, quite frankly, because you have nothing to put this intrinsic, maybe even masculine drive into the work that you want to succeed in. And this leaves you in a rut of procrastination, a pit of unproductivity, and quite frank, depression. So if you do not have something to put your energy into, to put your efforts into, to put the motivation and the dopamine that you're receiving from your brain into, you're going to waste it away, you're going to feel depressed, and you're going to make no progress towards the things that you perceive as success. So you need clear-cut objectives of what you need to get done. Open ChatGPT, use your brain, use a simple prompt and figure out 10 tasks that you need to complete in the coming weeks. Write it down, day plan the tasks you need to get done, because if you do not plan, you will fail. There's a glorifying feeling knowing you can put your energy into something that you know is going to progress you. I hope you take action in finding that same result. And next, since we're talking about the long-term consequences of unproductivity, the consequences of unsuccess, of financial difficulty, of, quite frank, homelessness if you don't make this work. You need to build a long-term system for productivity to finally make consistent long-term change. And the easiest way you can do this is if the task you're setting yourself is unrealistic, it's unreasonable in the regard that you can't complete it day in, day out, and consistent that habit, then you need to lower your standards until you build and progress and progressively overload into tasks of higher intensity. The guy who goes to the gym 5 times a week will make more progress than the guy that goes to the gym 1 time a week. Obviously, there's different variables that go into it, how intensity training, etc. But as a general rule of thumb, the more you do something, the better you become. So the guy that goes 5 times will dominate the guy that goes 1 time. And one of the barriers between the guy that goes 5 times and 1 times is the amount of volume he's putting into the session. If you have a guy that's setting himself 100 sets of bench press, is he going to turn up to the gym 5 times a week? No, it's too much. It's too much volume for him to maintain. And it's the same in productivity. If you set yourself 4 hours of work every single day in your daily routine and you're starting out in productivity, you're faltering procrastination, and you know deep down you can't get it done, of course you're going to stay in this route of procrastination. You need to set realistic objectives, work with AI, work with me in the description, and together you can find what's reasonable for you to complete at your current level. As you progress, you get this correlative progression between you improving your productivity and the skill of discipline and a drive towards completing hard tasks with the hard tasks you set yourself. Start off small, build it up, but make sure the tasks you're setting yourself on a day-to-day basis are something you can do every single day for the rest of your life to compound productivity. If you burn out too soon, you won't reap the rewards of long-term productivity and you won't become successful. If you can only do the tasks 1 time a month because of the intensity, because of the difficulty, that the other 30 days of the month you can't find the motivation to complete it because the task is so monumental and difficult, then you need to change. You need to set yourself tasks that are manageable at your current level. Have honesty, have raw honesty with yourself to finally make progress in productivity. If you're looking to get more help, or you need help changing your life with productivity as it's the foundation of everything you want to succeed in, then the top link will take you there. I appreciate you for watching.